Hey guys, my name is Kevin. I'm one of the exercise specialists with the West Primary Care Network. Today we are going to be talking about how to do a resistance training program from home. So I'm going to guide you guys through a full body resistance tubing program that you can do. We have different levels of elastics here that you could use. This is a TheraBand. Usually if you've been prescribed physio exercises in the past, this is what you'll have. These elastics are what I prefer to use. They're a little bit, they're a lot stronger. And they're less likely to break, as well as they have the handles on them. So you can buy these on Amazon, Canadian Tire, Walmart, or your local fitness store. Local fitness store and Amazon will usually have your best selection and best quality. And this is a really good resource that you can have when you travel or just to be able to do a full routine from home. So I'd say that's a pretty good investment. But if all you have is this, then that works as well. So different levels of resistance. The colors don't really matter. It'll differ per brand. This one is medium, this one is heavy, this one is ultra heavy. So I'm just going to pick whichever one is appropriate for me for each exercise. For today, I'm just going to be using the blue band, which is the medium resistance band. So next question is, how many repetitions should I do? Or how many repetitions should I be able to do? So in each exercise, I want you to be able to do at least 10 repetitions with good form, good technique, and no increase in pain in any of your joints. If you can get to 20, then I would say the weight is too light for you. So yeah, if you can do 20 perfect repetitions, no pain, no problems, then it's time to move up to a harder level of band, okay? So I'm gonna guide you guys through a full body resistance tubing program that we can do from home. Okay, so here is the sit to stand exercise. I'm gonna show you guys easy, medium, and hard for this one. So basically, when we do a sit to stand, the higher the chair, the easier it is, especially on your hips and your knees, and you'll find it easier to activate your glute muscles, which I'll talk about. So we have these chair lifts. Not everybody has these at home, but we get to use them here. So just find the highest chair that you can find, basically. So when we do a sit to stand, I like to sit on the edge of the seat. Higher the chair, the easier it is. I put my hands out in front of me or somewhere around here, just in front to counterbalance your weight. Squeeze your butt first. Push your hips forward and sit back down. And squeeze your butt, push your hips forward and sit back down. When we do a squat, we are using, or a sit to stand, we're using our quadricep muscle as well as our glute muscle. If you don't think about using this, you won't. You're primarily gonna feel it here. So I need you guys to think about using this before you push off. So squeeze butt, push hips forward, back down. Another thing I'm looking for during the squat or the sit to stand is that your knees don't collapse inwards. So if you stand up and your knees go like this, that's no good. Okay, I want to keep your knees over top of your second toe. That's about where I want to keep them. Squeeze butt, push hips forward, back down. Now from there, that's how to do it. The way we make it harder is the lower the chair, the harder it is. So standard chair height, we're gonna sit on here, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, sit back down. Your feet can be about hip width apart. Do what's comfortable for you. A little bit wider, a little bit more narrow is fine, as long as you are squeezing your butt and keeping your knees over top of your toes. We want to try to get to feel it in our butts, okay? The next hardest version is going to be down at our feet. So I want you to stagger your feet. So your back foot is going to have to be farther back than your front foot. Okay, so from there, for me, it'll be my right foot is the harder one. Left foot is not going to be working too much. Right butt squeeze, push hips forward. You'll be quite surprised how much of your right side you use. This, I feel like I'm working about 80% my right leg, 20% my left leg. So right butt squeeze, back down. This one we do need to do on both sides. So switch legs, and then I'll do my left leg. Squeeze butt, push hips forward, sit back down. Once again, watching this knee, don't let it collapse inwards like that. I want to keep it out there, okay? Up and down we go. So that's the sit to stand exercise. That's exercise number 1 out of our 8 that we'll do today. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be the chest press. So with a chest press with a band, all we need to do is wrap it around your back and underneath your armpits. So I'm going to go from here, grab the elastic pretty close to your armpit, about there and there. Elbows up off your body, so elbows up to about there. They don't need to be super high or super low, but somewhere in the middle. Push straight forward, squeeze your elbows together. So what we're trying to do here, what your chest muscle does, it pulls your upper arm bones together. So squeeze your chest, push your elbows. I tell people try and get your elbows to kiss each other. Push your elbows together. That's what helps you work your chest. And your hands go about this. All of this happens at about chest height. So forward and backwards like that. So that is the standing elastic chest press, or basically just a chest press. And once again, with a easier elastic, if you can get to more than 20, we can use harder elastics to make it challenging enough so you can do somewhere between 10 to 20. Okay, that is the standing chest press. Okay, so the next exercise is the standing elastic row. So basically find something in your house like a door handle, maybe a railing or a pillar in your basement that you can tie the elastic around or wrap the elastic around. What we're going to be doing is pulling back and squeezing your shoulder blades together. So really what I want to see is your shoulder blades squeezed together like that. I usually look for vertical lines in the back of your shirt. You can do this exercise like this, and that is incorrect. I want to see shoulder blades squeezed together. Okay, so I have the elastic set up here, and basically what I'm going to do, standing up, pull your back with your elbows, squeeze your shoulders together. I'll tell people pretend like there's an elastic or there's a string on the back of your elbow. Pull back, squeeze shoulders together, forward, pull back, squeeze your shoulders together, forward. So this one with these bands, the harder we can get light, medium, or hard elastics. If you can do 20 easily, it's too easy for you. If you can't make it to 10, it's too hard. Really pay attention for getting those shoulder blades to squeeze together. It's really easy to cheat on this exercise. Make sure you're getting that shoulder blade squeeze. Okay, that is the standing elastic row. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be the seated elastic row. So if you don't have something in your house to wrap the elastic around to do the row, we can just wrap it around our foot. So turn sideways so you can see me. I like to we'll wrap it around your foot first, and then grab somewhere, that would be if it's loose, grab a little bit closer to your foot. The closer you grab, the harder it's going to be. Okay, it doesn't matter which foot you wrap it around. If you do right or left, it doesn't matter. Sit up nice and tall, and I'll tell people, pretend like there's a string on the back of your elbow. Pull your elbows back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Forward, elbows back, squeeze shoulders together. As many of these as you can, up to a maximum of 20. Really important with this one that you guys are getting that shoulder squeeze. So I want to see vertical lines in the back of your shirt like that. This is no good. That is no shoulder movement versus this vertical lines. So every time you're doing it, try and get that shoulder squeeze when you pull. If you want to make this one a little bit harder, just grab closer to your foot. When you go here, grab a little bit closer, and the closer you grab, the harder it's going to be. Okay? That is the seated elastic row. So the next exercise is the step up. So the step up, just go to any stairs that you have in your house. The bottom stair is the best. I don't want you doing this step up exercise on any higher stairs for fall reasons. On the lowest stair in a staircase. And we're going to put one leg up on the step. Want to make sure your whole foot's on the step, not just your toe. I want the whole foot there. So when we do a step up, there's two joints that are working, your hip and your knee. Your hip's job is to extend the hip, that's your glute muscle that's working. And your knee's job, or quadriceps job, is to extend the knee. So we're working both muscles. Quite often people feel it all here. I want you to think about feeling it in your butt. So squeeze the butt first, step up and down, step up and down. Actively thinking about squeezing your butt to do so. This one we do need to do on both sides, so you can switch to your right side. And right butt squeeze, up and down. You can do as many as you can. If you can get to 20 with no pain, no problems, then that's great. You can try a higher step. The last thing I'm looking for is I don't want your knee to be caving in when you do it. Keep your knee over top of your second toe, and we're going up and down, still squeezing the glute, up and down, but don't let that happen. All right, that is the step up exercise. So this next exercise is the standing shoulder press. So you can do this holding on to both sides. I'll probably advise that we just do one. So drop one side down to the ground and we're going to basically step on it with one foot. So if I'm doing this on my right side, I'm going to step on it with my right foot and I'm going to push straight up to the sky, back down, touch your shoulder, straight up to the sky, back down, touch your shoulder. So that's kind of the best starting point I recommend for people is have your thumb pretty close to, or the inside of the band pretty close to the tip of your shoulder. That's where we want to start and push straight up and back down. If you have to go a bit forward because of your shoulder or a little bit outside, that's okay, but I don't want it to be too much. Some people prefer the band going behind their arm. If you can try it that way, if you prefer to go that way, then you can. This one we're going to do on both sides. So switch over to the left side, step on the band, and push straight up, back down, same thing. Okay. The next thing is a way to make this a little bit harder is just step on a little bit more of the band. The more of it you step on, the harder it's going to be, and you can self-adjust. Once again, if you can do 20 easily, then it's step on a little bit more of the band and see how many you can get to. Okay, so that is the standing elastic shoulder press, yeah, always shooting for 10 to 20 reps of that one. Okay, so the next one's going to be the standing bicep curl, or arm curl. So basically you're going to grab the two handles of your elastic, or just if you have a TheraBand, just wrap your hands around the TheraBand, step on it directly underneath your foot, and we are going to curl up, back down, curl up, and back down from the side. I tell people pretend like your elbow is glued into your rib. Your upper arm should not move. Your upper arm stays pretty still. It's your lower arm going up and down. We're going to do as many as we can. If you get to 20, time to use a harder band. This one you can, if you want to make it harder, you can actually step on it with 2 feet a little wider apart. If you shorten the amount of distance from here to here, it'll be harder. So that's a different way to make it a little bit more challenging while still using the same band. Okay, so that is the arm curl or bicep curl with the elastic. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be the tricep extension. So we are going to grab the elastic right in the middle with one hand. Okay, so one hand, put it on your opposite shoulder, and then from here, grab the elastic. I want your elbow glued into your rib, and we're going about the elbow joint, up and down, just like that. So, upper arm stays still, it's your lower arm that goes up and down. If you grab a little bit closer, it will be even more challenging. If you want a bit more of a challenge, do as many as you can, up to 20. If you can do 20, no problem. There is a way to make it a lot harder with one band if you grab both. If you grab both, it's quite a bit more challenging. So I'll do it on the other side, grab 2. A lot of times people get confused when they have 2 hands on the band. So grab it with one hand, put it on the opposite shoulder, and then grab them, extend down, back up, extend down, and back up. That is the tricep extension with an elastic. Okay, so this next exercise is the glute bridge. So the glute bridge ideally takes place from the ground on a hard surface. You can do it from your bed if you're not able or willing to get down to the ground, but it's better on a hard surface. So from here, ideal way to lay down is not lying back this way. That can be a bit harder on your back if your back's not strong enough. So best way to lay down on the ground is onto your side and then roll over onto your back. From here, I like to shuffle around so that my feet are flat on the ground and feet as close to your butt as you can get them. So get them pretty close. It doesn't work as well if they're really far away. So a little bit closer there. I put my hands on the ground by your side just for a little bit extra stability. And then from here, what we do is squeeze your belly, squeeze your butt, push your hips up to the sky, hold that for a couple seconds, and back down. And then once again, squeeze belly, squeeze butt, push hips up, and back down. We're going to do this 5 to 10 times. If you feel it in your hamstring and the back of your leg, that means that we're not activating your glutes properly. So I want you to squeeze the butt before you lift up. If you can't get it figured out, we might need to work with you individually to get you to be able to turn these muscles on. But yeah, I don't want you to feel hamstring cramps when you're doing it. Should be in the butt. Squeeze butt, push up, hold for a couple seconds, back down, and that is the glute bridge.